This might get weird.
Hey y'all, it's Mamrie here, and before we get rolling, or at least hopefully rolling, I'm here to remind you that this week's episode is actually the second half of a big long episode we recorded at the same time. So put yourself in the position that I just foraged and Grace just watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and that motherfucker Cool Aaron just ate a hot dog while maintaining eye contact with me. I swear to God, what a crazy first half of the podcast. Here is the second.
We were also around a lot of children. We went to the Harlem Globetrotters.
Right, I saw that. Last time I went was with you.
Yes, last time we went was a few years ago with Tyler and Scott
Hoying,
from Pentatonics, which one of the greatest moments was when one of the Globetrotters saw Scott in the audience and stopped and just mouthed, "I love you,"
yes.
to him.
It was the best. I love you.
It was like Big Easy or someone.
How was it? Because
it was great.
If you guys, I'm sure you know what the Globetrotters are, but it doesn't change that much.
No, it's incredible that they're still touring. They were in Ontario, Canada, which is like an hour away from here.
Oh wow, you guys drove to Ontario.
Yeah, because they were going to be in LA, but we were doing Patreon stuff, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it on time. And I'm kind of curious to see what it's like outside of Los Angeles, because I'd only been in Los Angeles. And so I slid into DMs, and I was like, if this doesn't work, because they follow me on Twitter.
I got our tickets last time by sliding into their DMs.
So I think from last time they followed us on Twitter. This is like 4 or 5 years ago or something.
A solid 4.
Yeah. And so I was like, I've been striking out with DM sliding. And so I was like, please let this work. And then they finally got back. Cause I was like, Elliot and I didn't really plan anything for Valentine's Day. So I was like, if this works, this will be like a Valentine's Day thing. And he's never been before. And they finally got back and they're like, oh, we're so excited to have you. We have courtside tickets for you for which game you want to go to. And I was like, I don't know if I can handle courtside tickets.
Courtside Globetrotters?
Yeah. And I told Elliot, I was like, so we technically have courtside tickets to the Harlem Globetrotters. And he was like, yes, I want those. And I want to go. So we went, and it was...
But that's a lot of pressure in the vein of like, oh, what if anxiety flares up or something happens and we're like, we want to leave, and then there's 2 empty courtside seats.
Right. I was like, I don't want to be in the middle, but I also don't want to seem ungrateful by being like, we don't need courtside. So I was just like, that sounds great. Thank you so much. We're so excited. And we get there and we go to the will call, and it takes them forever to find our tickets. No. And they were like, would it be under any name? Who got you the tickets? I was like,
I'm
Twitter.
A guest.
I was like, Twitter. They tweeted at me and told me that I have tickets. It was so lame.
Oh my God.
And she's like, okay, let me see. And then they finally had them, and I'm just like kind of heart palpitations. And we go in. It's very, moderately attended. It was
sparse. I saw your Instagram stories. It was sparse.
It's sparse and it's bright. So I was like, dear God, please don't let us be front and center. And also, you just forget how many kids are at this event. It's all
children's event.
Yeah, we look like creeps walking in without a child. But thank God they gave us seats all the way at the end of the courtside row. But still immediately so insane. They're also incredibly punctual. They start this show at 7:00. They finish an hour and a half exactly later.
Yes.
It goes so much faster than I remember it going. It's also...
That is the only beneficial thing about a children's event.
Yes, they really get those kids in and out and ready for bath time or bedtime or whatever children do. And we get there, and then the lights go out, and they immediately they introduce all of the players, and Elliot's losing his mind because he truly has no idea.
He'd never seen them.
He understood who they are, but not really to any extent. And I forget also just how much of a play it is. It's theater. It's a full scripted show.
It's truly hey, do you like basketball and acting? Is Space Jam your favorite film?
Yeah, exactly.
Have we got the event for you?
Yeah. Do you like medieval times but hate all that medieval stuff? What if we put basketballs in it and, you could pay for your food?
It's the Wizards, right? That's their rival team?
Generals.
The Generals.
Yeah, the Generals are their rival team. Spoiler alert, it was a tie game. up until the very end.
Every time.
It's amazing. And there's like 2 guys that are mic'd on the Harlem Globetrotters that are, narrating the whole thing and starting all the bits. And because we were courtside, I was like, please, dear God, don't let a
pull
bit
you up.
Start here or pull me up. And we were kind of out of the main area the whole time, thank God. And then they do all this kinds of stuff. Kids are just losing their goddamn minds. They do a whole series about tell the truth. Like that someone fouled someone and they weren't saying the truth, and so they had the whole audience chanting "Tell the truth."
Scary.
It gets a little culty.
Scary.
Moment. Yeah.
It's a little too scary for me.
And that comes back many times. And then at halftime, they had this local dance company.
See, that's all that matters.
I told Ellie, I was like, the last time I went, I remember seeing this like amazing little dance troupe at the halftime, and they were really great. This dance troupe in Ontario. Slim pickings.
Oh, damn. But sorry, Ontario listeners.
Ontario. It was, those girls danced their heart out the best that they could.
What song did they use?
It's like a royalty-free song.
No, they don't even get to use the real one?
It wasn't, you couldn't really hear the song. And also there was like 2 different sets of girls. And the first set were the younger girls and they just do a lot of spins and that's about it. And then the second set is the older girls and they do a little bit more advanced spinning, but not something, but they're just so nervous. Like this is their big performance.
I can't imagine doing a full dance routine in a professional arena.
In the Toyota Arena in Ontario during the halftime of the Harlem Globetrotters Washington Generals game. Oh, that's the peak of your dance career.
Truly.
They were so sweet. They were so bad at dancing, but they were so sweet. And then the mascot comes out, which is like
the globe head.
Yeah, Globey or whatever they call him. And then I remember all of a sudden I started getting flashbacks of the last time we saw him. The Globey, for whatever reason, we couldn't understand what the bit was. It starts dancing and then it does all this crazy dancing.
Yeah.
And then it literally just starts throwing itself on the ground. It just starts face planting on the ground everywhere.
What he does.
And the kids next to us started getting like very scared. There were like these 3 brothers next to us and they were very concerned. And I look over and Elliot's literally as concerned as these 3 little brothers. He's like, that's too much.
If you don't know what we're talking about, just Google Globe guy from Harlem Globetrotters. It's insane. It looks like he's killing himself.
And you hear the smack sound every time he face plants. It was so intense.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it was a great game. During the second half, one of the players fell into us, like on our laps.
That's fun.
Very fun.
Was he sweaty?
He was very sweaty, but also I just got immediately panicked that this was a bit and a bit was starting in front of us. Meanwhile, Elliot's like holding him, being like, "Are you okay, man? Are you okay?" So he's so into it at that point.
You're like, Elliot, everything is scripted.
I know, and I was like, "Get up, go away, please. I don't want anything to happen here."
Yeah, that worries me with the courtside and all that when like a basketball player is giving their all that they full on like just run into the stands.
Oh yeah, well I was waiting. They didn't do my favorite bit, which is where you think they're going to throw a bucket of water on someone
and it's confetti.
And it's confetti. They didn't do that. I was waiting for that the whole time.
Did anyone get pantsed?
No one got pantsed.
What?
I know. I think they updated the script a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, but they did bring a dad out into the from the audience, and they brought him onto center court. And one of the main guys was like, "Just follow my lead," and he's like a goofy, literally like goofy character.
Start doing like a chicken walk.
And he starts doing weird dances, and then all of a sudden all the lights go out and a spotlight comes up and they start doing like Let It Go, and he like picks the dad up and starts spinning him around in this spotlight. And Elliot and I lost our minds. I was like, this is perfect. This is art. This is theater.
Were you any type of fucked up?
Yeah, we weren't totally sober. So it was, and that made it even more incredible. We were basically acting like children there. It was so fun.
Yes.
But yeah, then an hour and a half goes by and they're like, "Thank you guys for coming." And that's it. They rush everyone out of there.
They're gone.
And Elliot's just sitting there being like, "That's it?" That was
I wonder, like, what does a Harlem Globetrotter make?
They make $73,000 a year.
How do you know this?
We Googled it. We both were sitting there and I look over at him and I'm like, "I wonder how much they make." He's like, "I was wondering the same thing."
Now, question.
Yeah.
Is it year round?
I don't know.
Because I think because they definitely go abroad and stuff.
Yeah, they go abroad. They do a lot of appearances and a lot of like school assemblies and stuff like that. But they played 2 games that day and 1 the next day. And I don't know where they were heading off to next.
They could do it in their sleep.
Yeah, and some of them
really do.
Some of them were phoning it in. I was like, get into your character.
Hey, ref, he cheated.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, one guy gets up on the glass on top of the hoop and he's just like, I'm not getting down. And it was so half-hearted.
Yep.
And I was like, commit to this bit.
Truly.
But it was great.
I would like to see if, like, the day they have auditions for Globetrotters.
Right.
You know, where it's like, are they given sides? Do you prepare a monologue?
Yeah, because some of them, I mean, they have a full script memorized and only a couple of them are mic'd. And so I really want to know about, I was like, if there was a documentary on this, I'd watch the crap out of it.
I wrote down documentary on Harlem Globetrotters into my notes to see if, like, to look up to see if there was one the other day.
I was fascinated by all of the BTS of it. It was, it was very curious, but it was very fun, very romantic, very Valentine's Day.
I love it.
And it was just like so many children. At one point, halfway through the show, they start doing the YMCA and they invite everyone from any kid that wants to come on the basketball court.
No, that'll take forever to clear.
Oh, because kids that got scared, and then when they saw other kids doing it, suddenly all of them started descending onto the court. But they keep such a quick timestamp that as soon as the song ended, they were like, "And everyone, please leave the court." And then the Globetrotters just come out and start playing while kids are still trying, like wondering where to go. Yeah.
Why do we still have to do the YMCA?
I don't know. What's funny is we also watched this documentary about this factory in Dayton, Ohio that closed down and then was bought by this Chinese company. And so they reopened it.
Is it an American factory? Is it one that Obama produced?
Yes. Yeah. And we started watching that. And in that, at one point, all of like the executives, the American executives, fly over to China to see how they're running their factories over there. And they put on this insane grandiose night for all of the employees. It's like a giant talent show, but everyone that's performing is from the factory.
Oh, wow.
And it's nuts, like the extent. Then they do like 6 weddings all at the same time of people that are getting married that work in the factory. It's so overblown. And then they have the Americans who had to prep something come out and they just go on stage and do the YMCA for everyone in the audience.
I hate it so much.
Sorry, spoilers. It's a fascinating documentary.
I'm going to say, if I could never have to hear songs again. You know, if you were like, here's the 3 songs you never have to hear again, they are retired. YMCA would be on one of them.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I dislike it that much.
Yeah, it's just it's not my jam.
No, it's really not. Y'all, let's face it, we're getting old. This brain is starting to go, so I need to make sure that I keep it in shape, which is why I am going to play Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a great way to engage your brain while also enjoying breathtaking visuals and a gripping story. Plus, it's just, like, really cute. The characters are bugs and the antagonists are slugs. You know I love a good story of good and evil. And you're not going to get tired playing with it because Best Fiends updates the game monthly with new levels and events, so it's never going to get old. Honestly, when I bust out the Best Fiends, it is hard for me to come back from it. Unfortunately for me, a lot of times I start playing it when I'm on the toilet, and then I realize I've been on the toilet for 20 minutes. Another cool thing about Best Fiends is that it doesn't require the internet to play. So whether you're on the subway headed to work, or you're on a plane, or you're at your grandma's house and you just can't figure out her 40 character Wi-Fi password, you can still hang out with your Best Fiends. Engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. Trust me, with over 100 million downloads, this 5-star rated game is gonna get you hooked. Also, a download of Best Fiends is free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. So go get you some new Best Fiends, y'all. Oh my God, did you hear there's going to be a Fiends reunion?
Today we have support from Glossier. I'm very, very excited about this company. I love their products. I don't clean my face as best or as often as I should, but they have been helping me out because they have this milky cleanser that is it's actually called Milky Jelly Cleanser. It is so creamy and luxurious, and it just makes washing your face actually enjoyable, dare I say. It washes out all the excess oil, dirt, makeup. It's gentle on your eyes, and it's great for all skin types. And it's packaged really pretty, so by proxy, you feel like a fancy, capable lady. Also, I love Glossier because they have products that people are obsessed with. In 2015, Glossier asked their community, what's your dream face wash? And they took hundreds of responses that they got, and they used it as inspiration and went to work. And a year later, the Milky Jelly Cleanser was released. And now, you guys, get ready. This is exciting. You can get glowy, dewy skin for yourself by visiting glossier.com/podcast/weird. Learn more and take the quiz to find your ultimate Glossier skincare routine. And all new customers will get 10% off their first order on glossier.com/podcast/weird. Again, Glossier spelled GLOSSIER.com/podcast/weird. Certain exclusions apply.
What was I going to say? Well, while you were in the Toyota Center, seeing the Harlem Globetrotters, I was in the Honda Center seeing the man from Yonkers, DMX.
Oh yes, how did that go?
It was great. So we're going for Melissa's birthday. So a group of us headed there. She was like, this is my Melissa. She was like, you guys, DMX tickets are $20. Like, she's got such a gruff voice. She's like, we can't afford not to go.
We're making money.
We're making money. So anyway, we go down. I'm like, let's go to a bar nearby. I'll research. There's nothing nearby except a Tilted Kilt.
Oh,
right. So I was like, how about the Tilted Kilt? And I was like, I don't know what the crossover of like DMX fans and like people who are into Scottish Highlands are. So it won't be that busy. She attempts to have us all meet at Trader Sam's, like the tiki bar at Disneyland, which wasn't near the venue, and it had a line. And the second we got there, I was like, what? Why don't we go to the Tilted Kilt? She's like, great idea. I was like, bitch, that was my idea 3 days ago. Anyway, we go. It was everything we had remembered from Arizona. Literally every single waitress had abs.
Wow.
I don't understand.
It is. Yeah, it's very intimidating because they're beautiful, beautiful humans.
Yes, they are gorgeous. So anyway, we have some drinks at the Tilted Kilt before we go over because I'm like, there's no way they're starting on time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last time I saw DMX, he came out so late that they cut him off in the middle of his set because of noise ordinance. And so like he ended by just having a mic that was no longer working.
It's no Harlem Globetrotters.
No, truly not. So anyway, we get there and I knew our seats weren't going to be great because they were $20, but like we go and they are like 10th from the top.
Oh, from the back.
Yes. And I'm like, I haven't sat this back at a show in a long time, but it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah. Except that clearly like ticket sales were bad and they tried to produce this show. By the way, it's DMX opening for Ashanti and Ja Rule together.
Oh, so it wasn't
it's a big one.
But it wasn't DMX's show. He was the opener.
Well, it was like, no, it was one of those like legends of hip hop or whatever. Okay. But I didn't know the first couple acts.
Gotcha.
So that I was like, you guys, another round at the Kilt? Yeah. I don't know, Dat Baby or whatever the opening act was. So we get there and DMX comes out. Which, by the way, the guy that introduced him, they did that thing where they had like clearly a local radio station DJ come out and like talk in between, which was like, and try to get everyone hyped, which was awkward.
But that always ruins momentum.
It sucks. Just play music.
Yeah.
Just play music.
Yeah.
But so anyway, he introduced DMX as just going like all the way from the East Coast, DMX. I was like, That's it? Me and the girl beside us, we were like, wow, he took a 5-hour flight? Like,
that's so lame.
It's so lame. He comes out and we realize they really cut corners because they've got one screen behind the stage, which is like, not massive.
Okay.
And it just says his name on it. They have no screens to like show close-ups of him singing.
Really?
So we're just like watching an ant bark.
So you're just squinting, assuming it's DMX on the stage right there.
It's just a screensaver of like money falling over the name DMX and DMX coming out and being like, get out and go.
Oh no.
So we're both, I'm like, we're all kind of getting into it.
Yeah.
I mean, Melissa's on mushrooms. We're having a good time.
Yeah, everyone's feeling themselves.
It's all good. But I was just like, oh, right.
Yeah.
Going to a show and having seats in the back when there aren't screens to see is pointless.
It changes the viewing experience.
Oh, absolutely pointless. But
at least the ticket's only $20.
Yeah, they were only $20, no big deal. But fucking DMX, he plays like Up in Here and all the hits, and then he plays Up in Here, and we all look around. We're like, that's got to be his closer,
right?
Like that's his biggest one,
Yeah.
right? And then he gives like a 15-minute speech about God.
Oh no.
And then he sings a new song that's kind of slow about God and then leaves.
Oh gosh.
I was like, in the previous song tonight I sang your lyric, I've got blood on my dick because I fucked a corpse. And now you just told me to come to God.
Oh no.
It was a weird turn.
Wow.
I know. Well, I mean, I guess it's like maybe he is found God and he's also in a lot of debt. So he's just like, I just got to go play these shows, even though this isn't my type of music anymore.
Yeah, I guess if you're like, I'll give them what they want and then I'm going to do what I want.
Oh, X gonna give it to you. He gonna give you a goddamn sermon.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
That's very cringy at that point. Then you're like, read the room.
Yeah, it was just like, no, like give me that sermon while I go get another beer and then end with X gonna give it to you.
Yeah,
or up in here.
Bring it back around. Sandwich it in something that everyone can enjoy.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was weird. And then Ja Rule and Ashanti come out. And they have so many hits, it like blew my mind.
Oh, yeah. I guess I forget.
Because they have their own hits.
Yeah. What? Are you ready? Is that one of them? No.
What's that one?
Are you ready?
That's Ja Rule with J-Lo.
Oh, that's J-Lo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's on a bunch of J-Lo stuff,
Right.
which is funny because then like they each did their own thing and then they'd come together. But so Ja Rule is just like a featured rapper on so many songs that he just did his one verse from those songs in... So he did like his one verse from Can I Get A, the Jay-Z song. His one verse from, Are You Ready? His one, and it was just like, okay. And we're moving on to the next song. Got it. Okay.
It's just his own remix that he made himself on stage.
It was like someone kind of spliced them together.
Oh, I remember we were at some event. I was with Chester and he was opening for Ja Rule. At this weird business convention thing.
Oh my God.
None of it made sense. And afterwards he went up to Ja Rule because he had heard that Ja Rule actually wrote No Scrubs, but he went up to him and he couldn't think of what to say, so he's just like, hey man, did you actually write No Scrubs? And Ja Rule goes, nah. And that's it. And he just walked away from him.
He fucking got cool errand.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's my 6 degrees of separation from Ja Rule. Nah. Oh man, cool. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
No follow-up questions. They were all about Scrubs.
Yeah.
No, it was so weird. Like Ashanti came out and she sounded great.
Yeah.
She had on like glasses and a big ponytail and like a kind of neon bomber jacket, shorty shorts, and she like danced and stuff. She committed. Like she actually had 2 backup dancers.
Cool.
Like DMX just walked around stage by himself. At one point, DMX climbed a speaker and just stood up there and talked. Like not even moving. It was just, it killed me. Our friend Scotty was like, the stage presence on this guy. Like it was just like, there was one spotlight like following him very easily.
Oh no.
But anyway, the only lighting they had was one spotlight.
Amazing.
One spotlight, which they traded back and forth between Ashanti and Ja Rule. Like when they were both on stage, only one of them was in the spot.
Wow. I mean, this is the kind of production where you're going to make the most amount of money because you haven't hired or added any flair to the show.
And it wasn't, I mean, it was about as full as a Globetrotters.
Oh, tough.
But what killed me though, as a performer and someone who like always thinks about like what's the going the extra mile.
Yeah.
Ashanti's out there in her outfit and then Ja Rule does his one verse medley.
Yeah.
She comes back out like, to a big sound effect. No costume change.
Oh, what
I was
a
like,
bummer.
all you had to do was change your jacket.
Yeah. It's as easy peasy.
You don't like re-enter without like a different look.
Without even like a new prop or something.
You don't like descend stairs. Without a new boa or something like that.
You should, stage manage this production.
Honestly, Grace, it got to a song she was singing. Oh, I can't remember what it was, but the screen went to, Ken Burns effect.
Yes.
Obviously, just the slow moving of a picture. It was just 5 pics. I counted them. 5 pictures of her in a bikini from a vacation that were unflattering angles and done with like a phone.
Wow.
And it just Ken Burns effect the same 5 photos.
Oh man.
Like it redid itself like 15 times.
Do you think
as it played behind her? It was not even. It was like crudely Ken Burns. I was like, I could change your life, Ashanti.
This is
Let me stage manage.
I don't have any real skill sets in like Photoshop or editing, but I got some better than this. Yeah.
Honestly,
I wonder if like their stage manager like quit the week before they went on tour and took all of the media with them. And was like, good luck, try and do this without me. And
hurry, let's take a couple photos in a bikini.
Yeah, and she's like dropping and dragging them into Final Cut.
Yeah. Ashanti learns Photoshop.
I'd watch that series.
Oh, me too. Yeah, it was super fun, and
at that point you just have to like give in to how ridiculous it is. Because it's like, that sounds, oh man.
Oh no, but then at that point you're up in the nosebleeds so hard that you feel like you're tilting over.
Yeah.
Then Melissa's on mushrooms being like dancing. And I'm like, we gotta go.
Yeah, this is gonna end badly.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, on the way in, Melissa is trying to go through security and she has a mini backpack.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, you can't bring it in here. And she's like, but it's my purse. It's very small. And they're like, nope. And so I bring my purse, which is just a black little purse.
Yeah.
And I go, it's the same size as mine. He goes, put yours right there. There is an outline, a chalk outline on the table, the size of like if a pack of Altoids died and they did a chalk outline around it. And he goes, if it doesn't fit in that, you have to check it.
Weird.
It's literally the size of like a wallet outline.
I've never
heard that.
Yeah.
So then it's just a line of pissed off women with trying to get into DMX with all of their normal sized purses being like, what the fuck? And this poor woman named Debbie having to take everyone's purses and attitude.
Oh no.
I was like, who makes you check a purse?
Wow. Everything about this sounds pretty bad.
It was rough. I had a good time, Melissa.
Yeah.
If you're listening, I had a great time. But I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, back to the kilt, anyone?
Yeah, let's go back to the place that really provides a customer experience.
I want to kilt that kilt. I did have the best overheard this year, but this past week, but also a fail because they were getting into their car, so I couldn't hear the end of the sentence.
Oh no.
I'm walking beans past a liquor store.
Yes.
It's in the morning.
Okay.
And these two women go past me, and literally one of them says, one of them says, so we Googled, why does my penis smell like cheese? And she closed the door.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
so we
no.
Googled, why does my penis smell like cheese? And I was like, I can't believe, like, I want to go knock on her window.
Yeah. Just be like, I need the second half.
I need this,
please. Well, I was looking up stuff online today and I saw this article on BuzzFeed about how there's this trend, or was this trend on TikTok, of guys putting shit on their balls because some girl posted an article from like 2012 or something, or 2013. It's like a study that said testicles have taste buds.
Yes, I've heard of this.
Yeah, and so guys are putting like soy sauce on their balls, being like, I can taste the salt.
Wait, but is it scientifically proven? I am so intrigued. We should take these balls foraging.
Right, exactly. Well, the girl that wrote this article on BuzzFeed like contacted a doctor who like spoke out about this and was like, your body has taste buds all over it, but that doesn't mean you're actually going to taste if you put something on it, because I guess
or
it's
like your brain won't register what you're tasting.
Yeah, there's something, it's for like fertility purposes or something. It's very it's like an overview. It's not a very in-depth article, and so that's why he's like, there's no way that guys can taste what they're putting on their balls.
My God.
Yeah, just another reason for me to kind of avoid TikTok.
How is that not a cooking competition?
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I kind of did closely, I remember Harley and I did a video where it's like, what is that? But we had to blindfoldedly sit on something.
Yeah, I remember those.
And he was so good at it that it pissed me off.
Yeah. He'd be like, a ballpoint pen, this brand.
Yeah, he'd be like a Bic ballpoint pen in blue. And I'd be like, you motherfucker.
Do you watch Project Runway now?
Yes.
Do you find it interesting that the massive cash prize is being provided by an erasable pen company?
Is that true? I guess I missed the intro all the time.
I'm thinking of Project Runway, where they'll be like, and $100,000 provided by blah, 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 erasable pens. I was like, how How are they making so much money? Like, how can they part with that much money?
I don't know. I feel like Project Runway has always had weird sponsorships.
Yes.
I remember in the beginning it being like the grand prize was like 25 grand or something.
Oh, all those shows, even like all the competition shows. I remember like even Drag Race.
Yeah.
Where I'd be like, wait a second, all of a sudden season 3, it's $100 grand.
Yeah.
I came in here blind. I had the hardest season of all.
Exactly. I feel like they realized that the amount of money people were spending to compete didn't equate what they were winning at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But I have been seeing, this has been bothering me a little bit.
Okay, tell me.
That I've been going through Nextdoor trying to find some gems.
I'm still locked out.
It's not that great, to be very honest, lately. It's actually being used for the purpose that it was designed for.
Oh, gross.
I know, but I have seen, because they now have like advertising on it, but I saw someone advertising for a new medical show that they were like working on, that they were like seeking people with skin problems for a new medical reality show. And I was like, I don't like this, that this is becoming like a Craigslist.
Wait, yeah, this is not a Craigslist like audition casting place.
Yeah, and then I saw like down a little bit that it's someone that's saying like, I need extra work, and I got so mad, and then I read it closely and I realized it was, I need extra work. Oh, like I need, if you need something painted or
extra
moving
work.
I was like, I threw my phone down. I was like, this is becoming disgusting. I don't like this. But there was an actual sponsored ad that showed up today that's for lowermybills.com, and it's it like, you know, like the Instagram in feed sponsorships, like this shows up now too, and it's all about like, if you owe less than blah 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 and live in Los Angeles, they can help you pay off your home ASAP. But then they put a photo with it, and it's just a Boston Terrier wearing a bush costume, like an actual fake bush, like a ghillie suit with little like rain boots on its legs, like a terracotta pot. And
Wow.
this is for this Lower My Bills website, and I do not understand the correlation.
Do you get your bills lowered by pimping out your dog?
I don't understand it. However, they did create so much interest that I was like, I need to see what this is about.
I think that's actually a great tactic for any type of boring ad.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just like, do you have health insurance? I would ignore that for 800 years, unless it was also, you know, a Chihuahua dressed as a doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a Chihuahua.
And I'd be like, yes.
A Chihuahua with a stethoscope, just putting it up to someone.
Where do I write my check to?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, I love that.
Oh, it's so silly.
Have you guys ever not been so sure what your dog's breed is? I mean, yeah, I'm told that Beans is Chihuahua and Jolo Squinkly, but there's gotta be some fruit bat in there. Well, I want to get to the bottom of it, so I am going to test her breed with Embark. Embark is the dog DNA breed and health kit. It's so cool. They send it to you in the mail, you do a little swab action, you send it back in, and you can learn all kinds of things. Not only what your dog's breed is, but also if it has any like great grandparents or other relatives in the Embark system. Oh my God, Beans, what if you have a rich uncle? This could be our out. But it's not just testing for your dog's breed. Embark also screens for over 170 plus genetic health conditions. So you can make sure that you are providing the best care for your best friend possible. Developed by all kinds of smart peoples with PhDs and veterinarians, and it's the most accurate breed identification on the market. Embark is more than twice as precise as the next competitor. Take that. Now, as far as the actual test itself goes, it's so easy. You get this kit, they give you this swab, so you gotta get up in there and get some saliva from your dog, put it back into this little vial, pop it into the bag, and send it back. It's that simple. Do you guys want to try it? Well, you know we're going to hook it up. Right now, Embark has an exclusive offer you can't get anywhere else. You go to embarkvet.com now and use the promo code TMGW to save 15% off your dog DNA test. That is, visit embarkvet.com and use promo code TMGW to save 15% off your dog kit. Use it. Show us the results. Let's get down to the bottom of it. Beans, you're going to have a lot of explaining to do.
I went, I felt like a dumbass last week. I went to a Zumba class.
Ooh, fun.
And it was one I hadn't been to before, and I was doing my thing, you know. So it was like ladies I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then this one woman Like, we're getting started and it's just like, okay, we're gonna go. Getting into a song before we start the moves.
Yeah.
And she's clapping so offbeat. Like I couldn't clap that offbeat on purpose.
Yeah, wow.
She's clapping and like it's not helping anyone. We're all thrown off. She like looks around and I give her a scowl and then realize she's a casting director that I like audition for all the time. And I was like, fuck.
Oh, perfect.
She deserved it.
Well, that's like the guy in the only Zumba class that I took with you was that one man that came in late and he was so into it. He was like a Richard Simmons, so into it. And he was clapping so offbeat that I loved it because it made me feel like I wasn't the worst one there.
It drives me crazy. I'm like, just don't clap at all.
Yeah.
Do you think you're on beat? No one else is clapping.
Yeah.
You're not the designated clapper.
Ugh.
I did take a class from Richard Simmons.
Oh, Slimmons?
At Slimmons.
Yeah. I think you told me about that. Yeah, I have. Does he still do those?
No one's seen Richard Simmons in like 3 years.
Right. That's that podcast. That's all about where's Richard Simmons.
But it was really great because Slimmons was his, I guess, aerobic studio in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
When we went, everything was in pristine shape. Like honestly, like it'd been abandoned for 30 years. Nothing was different. It was perfect. But he had this option to come an hour early and just do like a group chat.
Wow.
Like almost like a Weight Watchers meeting. So of course I was like, fuck yes, I'm going to go do that. I want FaceTime with Simmons, like everyone else is just coming just to get like the photo op at aerobics class.
Right.
And so I'll never forget it. It was like 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. I sat there and listened to Richard talk in detail about how the previous night he'd made a lasagna and substituted the noodles with thinly sliced squashes. And I was just like, I would listen to this podcast all fucking day.
See, when Richard Simmons does it, it's great. When DMX does it, not so much.
Nah.
You got to know your audience.
I would listen to DMX talk about food.
Yeah, I would listen to a controlled environment of him giving a talk about something like that.
Wait, but hold on. I was Googling DMX facts and stuff before you got here to be like, if there's anything. Have you seen, there's an interview with DMX. It's 2 minutes long. It's at an airport. It's TMZ. Where they decide to ask him if he's ever eaten dog food.
What?
And he goes, yeah. Yeah. And he's just like, they go like, DMX, we know you love your dogs and like you care a lot about food. And like get at me dogs, all that stuff. Like, have you ever, and he goes, eating dog food? Yeah. Eating dog food? Great. Yeah. And then they're like, well, if you had to like survive on dog food, what kind would it be? He goes, well, I'm not gonna lie, the canned stuff smells the best. And then he keeps talking and he's like, but for nutrition and stuff, it probably needs to be like an Ames. Like he's just talking in depth about like what kind of dog food he would eat if he had to. And I'm like, who is this TMZ reporter?
Yeah.
A, who decided this is what they were going to ask him. And B, how did they catch DMX in the best mood ever?
Yeah.
To not be like, get the fuck out of my face. I just landed at the airport and you're asking me if I've ever eaten dog food.
Well, they got him with a topic of conversation that he's well versed in and has thoughts about.
He loved it.
Did you see that House Hunters had a throuple episode?
No, really?
Yeah, on a recent episode of House Hunters, they had a certified throuple looking for a home. And
wow.
Yeah, it's called Three's a Crowd in Colorado Springs.
And was it 2 women and a guy, 2 guys and a woman? What was it?
A married couple, Brian and Lori, and Jelly, which is short for Angelica, who they met at a bar.
Ooh.
And they're a throuple. Brian and Lori have 2 kids previously. Grown, I mean, like, I think they're like teenagers or about to be teenagers. And they did a commitment ceremony, the 3 of them, in Aruba, like a few months before this episode.
This is,
fascinating to me.
I hung out with a friend last week who was like, I'm dating, I'm doing this. Oh, and I'm also in a throuple.
Well, how do you?
And I'm like, when did throuple? What, I mean, like, no judgment, guys. No. We're not saying this from a place of judgment.
I'm fascinated by the emotional dynamic. I know that I'm too.
Do you have
stunted.
Your fave?
I'm too stunted and emotionally insecure to be able to handle that type of situation. But I know people that have and can.
Well, this person was more just like, it's fun being the guest star.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, see, I could do that if I was just the adored one.
Right.
But like, do I have to like think both of you are equally as hot? Wait, so how did you watch the episode?
I didn't watch the episode, but I read articles about it. They ended up choosing a house that was above their budget, but they all mutually agreed.
Yeah, they have 3 incomes.
Yeah, they have 3 incomes, but this was above their budget, and they all agreed that they liked the view of the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, they all fuck.
Well, they all fuck wherever they
Wow.
want. Yeah, so HGTV is like expanding.
They're doing it.
Yeah.
Good for them. I saw on the opposite end of the spectrum. So Sunday morning before we did our perv stream, I was watching Food Network, which like randomly Hannah Hart came on the episode I was watching.
Classic drop-in.
But then I started watching an episode of, do you know the host, the Pioneer Woman?
Yes. Oh, I started watching some of her the other day when we were in some hotel room and I turned it on and I was like, yeah.
She's really mastered the art of just smiling constantly.
Yes, she has.
Like, I remember I was going to do the Today Show for the first time and getting drunk the night before with my friend and PR person and her having to be like, hey, just smile all the time. Like, even when it's not a smiling moment, and me getting drunk. I was drunk and already nervous and being like, do I not smile? And her being like, no, your concentration face looks kind of mean. Like, just smile.
That's what Rachel Ray says. Rachel Ray says one of the biggest pieces of advice she ever got was to smile, like while she's chopping. Even doing mundane things, because when you're not smiling, it just looks off-putting.
It looks crazy. So Pioneer Woman has mastered that. But so like the whole concept of this show is that she really does live on a ranch.
Yes.
Her husband is in like cattle and farm but I didn't know how much she fucking talks about it.
Constantly.
Cowboys. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this episode, she's preparing some breakfast burritos because he's leaving with his brother to go do like a cattle drive thing early. And this will save her from having to get up that early in the morning and cook. Meanwhile, I'm like, bitch, tell him to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to get up at 4 a.m. to make him breakfast burritos. But so anyway, we see like him come by, her husband named Lad. She gives like a cooler of breakfast burritos and is like, y'all cowboys have fun, honey. Right? And then later in the episode, it cuts to him actually cowboying and rounding up pregnant cows and being like, we're testing to see which ones are pregnant. The rest of them will sell. Like being very like fucking like cut and dry about cows, like being like, first we'll inseminate these guys and then we'll slaughter the other ones. And then he goes, what do you guys say about some burritos? It's just like, I came here to watch you cook food, not to hear about how they're going to sell the unpregnant cows.
They're like, Lad, okay, we're going to do a quick scene with you. Just talk some cattle stuff and then just get to, you're going to have burritos. And he just
get to, and so anyway, we just slaughtered those cows. I'm getting hungry for some burritos.
Speaking of slaughtering, I could really
kill these burritos. It was so weird. And then I watched the next episode, which was he was out of town or something, and she was gonna cook a meal and have girlfriends over, and like a couple cocktails. So anyway, on that previous one, she made a pot roast for him.
Okay,
and she was making like the jus or whatever with like red wine and this and that. And she literally says like, "Don't tell Lad I'm putting in a cup of wine in here." And I was like, "What?" Ew. But anyway, she's making this like marinated shrimp ceviche thing to eat with tortilla chips for her girlfriends. And she's very much smiling like crazy on like, it's so much more fun to cook for your girlfriends than a bunch of cowboys. Like, I'm thinking the new drinking game is watch that show and drink every time she says cowboys.
Oh, 100%.
And she is so fucking pleased that she is married to a cowboy.
She's the pioneer woman.
So anyway, I wrote down the exact quote as she's cooking and saying like how fun it is that she's cooking for girlfriends. And she says, it's always fun to have girls over, more so than like cowboys. I don't know why cowboys are so limited in the food they like. Cowboy Josh, who I'm assuming is her son, Cowboy Josh would no more eat a tortilla chip with marinated shrimp on top than he would drive a compact car. What?
Okay,
she said cowboys 3 times in that sentence, and basically was like, basically saying like, if I served my cowboy son, a tortilla chip with shrimp, he would be like, this is gay.
Yeah, I feel like she's a 1950s like robot.
It scared me.
Yeah, I think I saw an episode where she was going to a girlfriend's house who was throwing like a dinner party. So she's going to make this big spread for the dinner party. But then she got obsessed with the idea of making a hostess gift. So she made an entire like gift basket of like, not just food, candles and like things for this woman's home. And I'm like, this is a little insulting that you're giving this woman like, here's how you can make your house better situation.
Oh my God.
And she talked about it as if this was a standard thing that everyone has to do all the time. And I was like, this is very backwards to me.
It was crazy. The girlfriends came over and one of them was single and she was like, are you into cowboys? Like, I'm just let us know if you're okay, Pioneer Woman.
Yes.
Just let us know if you're okay. However, the food and the drinks look delicious.
Yeah, I mean, she does make good looking food.
I have been craving a breakfast burrito ever since.
So it worked. Wow. Guys, we really did this.
We really did it. And Grace is headed. Well, no, when you hear this one, Grace is in London.
I will be on my way to London. That's why we shot long episodes that we're breaking into 2 parts over the 2 weeks. But also a quick reminder, guys, we're doing 2 live shows that are coming up. We're doing one in Cincinnati and we're doing one in Nashville.
Yes, come hang out with us. We're going to be in Cincinnati April 15th.
April 15th.
Yeah, 15th
we'll be in Cincinnati.
And then the very
16th,
next night.
Yeah, 16th will be in Nashville.
At Zany's. And they're both 18 and up shows. So even if you aren't legal to drink yet, you can still come laugh it up. Get your tickets. They're going quick.
Yeah. Also, go check out patreon.com/thismightgetweird if you want to go hang out with some fun friends over there.
That plug made me out of breath.
Yeah, I could tell. This has been a whirlwind of an episode, you guys.
This got weird.
This might get weird.